Yes, the five regrets of the dying. And before that, I want to talk to you a little bit about Thanksgiving. Today we stand here, we're sitting here, sleeping here, whatever the case may be, on the eve of the Thanksgiving weekend. Tomorrow's the official Thanksgiving Day here in the United States. And it's a time for us to really be grateful for. We should be grateful for every single day, but if, it's like Mother's Day, right? We should be grateful for Mother. We should show our appreciation and love for Mother every single day. But you know what? Sometimes we take extra effort, regardless of how we have been. If we haven't been on our game in terms of our gratitude practice, then this is a time for us to bring ourselves to that focus, make ourselves reflect on the year that has passed. Is also a great time towards the end of the year just to kind of look back and see all of the wonderful, amazing, positive, successful, happy, joyous accomplishments that you've had through the course of the year. And it's just a human nature. It's just part of the way that the brain has evolved over time, that we tend to remember things that have hurt us, things that we didn't get, things that we have regret, and things that we had found painful in the course of the year. Right? Recent past, distant past, whatever it is. And we tend to recall those things much more easily than if I asked you to name the 5 top things that happened to you during the course of the year. Right? So let's use this time to change that narrative. Although the brain has evolved to protect us from the flight and fight, from these things that have helped us to survive as a human species. But we don't live in those times where we need to worry about somebody that's going to ransack our nation or ransack our tribe or burn our homes, or there's be the saber-toothed tiger that's going to wait for you by the water, just waiting to jump on you. And so, yes, as much as that has been the process in which we've evolved, it doesn't really serve us if we're always constantly looking for threats and for things that can actually take away what we have. So this is a time for you to recall, my brothers and sisters, my soul tribe, for you to think about those things that there's so much gratitude, so much wonderful things that are there to be feeling absolutely delighted about in our lives. We have so much more going on for us. And as one of the famous mindfulness teachers of the West, John Kabat-Zinn, says, if you are breathing right now, the simple act of breath, there's so much more going right with you than wrong. Even if you don't agree with me right now. Okay? Such is the blessing of so much abundance that we're surrounded with. Okay. So anybody here for the very first time on this channel, Joy with Jay Chodagam? Anybody here for the very first time? Have learned and grown so much because of you, Jay. Oh, I appreciate that, Carlos. Other great teachers here in this wonderful community over the last 1 year. So much love and gratitude for all of you. Madeline, first time. Anita, first time. Chelsea, Roman, Caitlin, Jason. Okay, now for the purpose of you folks, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick introduction. This is episode number 115, 115, since the beginning of the pandemic. So I started doing these live sessions. I've just got onto even YouTube for the first time in the beginning of 2020. And here we are, 115 episodes later. We have an active, thriving, loving, supportive community on the Insight Timer on a Circle called Meditate with Jay. I also have a private WhatsApp group, but let's just focus on the public one, which is the Meditate with Jay Circle. And my name is Jay Chodagam. I'm a meditation teacher here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I was a monk for 18 years. I have 2 engineering degrees. And what I bring is my life's practice, my journey, my understanding of processing the left and the right, the mystical and the analytical. So what I call this is melding ancient wisdom with modern neuroscience. So that's what I think is my calling, and that's what I have to offer in these 115 episodes. Like I mentioned to you earlier on, all of them are recorded. They're either up on my YouTube channel, so the Wednesday nights like tonight will be up on my YouTube channel in about 2 or 3 days. The Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. I do that for my brothers and sisters, my soul tribe in the Europe, Middle East, Africa, and the UK who cannot attend my sessions at 6 p.m. Unlike some of our beautiful sisters who are in Spain and Germany and cannot fall asleep. And those are just a few and far in between. So for the rest of the soul tribe who is in that part of the world, I do one at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. And those Sunday mornings are recorded and posted on my Insight Timer channel as recordings, audio recordings. The Wednesday nights are video recordings, youtube.com/jchodigam. Again, all of that information on our website, joywithj.com. There's also a beautiful sacred circle that we started a couple of months ago. Beautiful, deep, spiritual awakening, cohort-based learning that I'll talk about later today. Okay, with that said, why don't we go ahead and jump into the practice now? For those of you for the very first time, these Wednesday evenings are half breathwork, half guided meditation. I wrap all of this up. The official set is over about 45 minutes into the session, and the last 15 minutes or so I stay around and open it for Q&A. Now, a little note for you. If you have a question and you decide you're going to go and post it on the comments during the session while I'm doing my meditation or breathwork, I promise you I'm not going to look at it. I would instead ask that you please repeat the question, even if you think you've posted earlier, when I open it up for Q&A. That way I will be sure to look at it and I'll address it. How's that? Okay, with that, I ask that you please go ahead and downshift your gaze today. I have a very powerful pranayama exercise. It's an in-depth exercise, but I know you all are going to shine. You're going to ace this thing. So go ahead and downshift your gaze, close your eyes. If you're lying down, that's fine. If you're seated up, I want you to please keep your back straight. Your spine is erect, shoulders drop, just like if somebody was looking from behind you, they see the silhouette of a majestic mountain. And I ask that you've taken some nice, deep, comfortable breaths. Even breathing deep into the belly, 5 in through the nostrils and 5 out through the mouth. Even breathing in through the nostrils for a count of 5 and out through the mouth for a count of 5. This even breathing is called Samavritti Pranayama. This cadence of 10 breaths, 10 seconds for one cycle of breath, 6 cycles per minute is considered to be the most optimal speed of breathing. Now, we're going to speed up the pace of this breath. We're going to do it purposely. We're going to breathe in for a count of 1 second in, 1 second out. In through the nostril, out to the mouth. It looks like this. So all of you continue. Ten more rounds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now with the next exhale, you're going to hold till I tell you. Hold as long as I tell you. You can do it. Hold your breath, empty lungs. Inhale after 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. And at the top of the lungs, I want you to hold just for 15 seconds. Hold with the full set of lungs. Three, 2, 1, exhale. And now I want you to go ahead and do the 30 rounds together, one in and one out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now at the end of the exhale, hold. We're going to do it twice as long this time. Hold. Believe me, you can do it. Hold till I tell you. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale in the top of your lungs. Full lungs, I want you to hold just for 15 seconds. We can do it. I'll do the counting, you do the holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Now, last round. Let's do the 1 second in, 1 second out, 30 rounds together. I'll do the counting. Let's do it together. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And at the end of this exhale, hold till I tell you. And if you simply cannot hold, it's okay to go back into breathing. But if you can hold, your brain will tell you cannot, but you have greater capacity than what you think you can. So try to hold as long as possible till I tell you to inhale. But if you simply cannot hold, that's okay. Let's do it together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale this time and hold for 15 seconds. I'll do the counting. You just do the holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And now let's return back to the cadence of 5 in and 5 out. Even breathing, Samavritti Pranayama. Very well done. Notice how just this few minutes, 15 minutes of breath work has made a difference to you. Notice the slower pace of thoughts, the presence on the now. the lightness or even the tingling sensation you may be feeling all over your body. And this is a preparation with your breath, using that as an anchor to prepare your brain and your body for the matters of the heart. And as we transition into the matters of the heart, into the matters of the inevitable, death, whether that's our own or that of others, can be a powerful gateway to complete tenderness. The confrontation with the impermanence of all things is perhaps the widest gate to liberation from suffering. Facing death or dealing with death makes our sight become clear. Priorities and omissions are etched in a merciless light. Given the sheer quantity of death around us, why not use this merciless light to better see who we are? Every living creature, whether it knows it or not, has a sum total of its pulsations. Those pulsations are limited. The palliative nurse once recorded over her 12 years the most common regrets of the dying. Now I'm going to share with you the top 5 regrets of these people. Number 1 wish is that they wish they had the courage to live a life true to themselves, true to oneself, and not the life others expected of them. This happens to be the most common regret of all. When people realize that their life is almost over and look back clearly on it, it is easy to see how many dreams have gone unfulfilled. Most people who were studied had not honored even half of their dreams. And they had to die knowing that it was due to choices they had made or not made. Health brings a freedom very few realize until they no longer have it. The second, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. This is especially true with people living in modern concrete jungles, in the corporate world, in urban neighborhoods. They miss their children's youth and their partner's companionship. And all of them deeply regretted spending so much of their lives on the treadmill of work, thinking that was existence. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express myself. Many people suppress their feelings in order to keep peace with others. And as a result, they settle for a mediocre existence and never became who they were truly capable of becoming. Many developed illnesses relating to the bitterness and the resentment that they carried as a result. Regret number 4. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Often they would not truly realize the full benefits of old friends until their dying weeks, and it was not always possible to track them down. So many of us get caught up in our own lives, and we let the golden friendships slip by over the years. This results in many deep regrets about not giving friendships the time and effort that they deserved. It was often found that people miss their friends when they are dying. Regret number 5. I wish that I had let myself be happier. This is a surprisingly common one. Many did not realize until the end that happiness is a choice. They stayed stuck in old patterns and habits. The so-called comfort of familiarity overflowed their emotions as well as their physical lives. Fear of change had them pretending to others and to themselves that they were content, when deep within they longed to laugh properly and have silliness in their life again. Connecting with our deeper desires does not involve knowing the answers to all of our questions, because it's only in not knowing that we can be truly receptive. And it's only in being receptive that we can truly discover, learn, and evolve. When we shift into wonder and curiosity, there is an opening to a deeper wisdom. Our personal power shifts from the energy where not knowing is a source of weakness and powerlessness to the energy where wonder and curiosity are the ultimate source of power and strength. And as I said, many did not realize until the end that happiness is a choice. May you have the courage to follow your heart to make the choice. As a child, I always wondered, where was I before I was born? Where will I be after I die? How long is forever? And when does it end? In the story of the Buddha, when the Gautama surrendered his family, his kingdom, and all of his material possessions and went into the forest, there were certain precepts, what is called the daily recollections from the Upajjhana Sutra, I want to share these 5 daily recollections of the Buddha with you that had shaped his life. And those 5 daily recollections are: number 1, I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way of escaping growing old. 2, I am of the nature of having ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. 3, and my body is of the nature to die. There is no way to escape the death. 4, all that is dear to me, and everything I have, and everything I love, are of the nature to change. 4, there is no way to escape from losing those things that I love and that are dear to me. 5, my actions are my only true belongings. I cannot escape the consequences of my actions. My actions are the ground on which I stand. The Buddha advised, these are the 5 facts that one should reflect often, whether you're a man, a woman, lay or ordained. For these 5 daily recollections offer some clue on how to live, knowing that it'll be time for us to shed this costume. Pay attention to how you live. Pay attention to your actions. Are your actions kind? Are your actions honest? Are your actions supported by the desire to help beings to benefit them? Or are your actions selfish? How are you living this life? In the poetic grace of Khalil Gibran, he said, only when you drink from the river of silence shall you indeed sing. And when you reach the mountaintop, then you shall begin to climb. And when the earth shall claim your limbs, then shall you truly dance. Now let us sit for a few moments on the shore of this river of silence. This inevitable fact of life. And ask yourself, how am I living? Now sit under the divine grace of the Supreme Light, and allowing the divine light to come, reflect off of you, and create out of the reflection that image of that life that you wish to see, the life that you wish to live more fulfilled, with courage, putting your priorities where they need to be, and expressing yourself, investing in relationships, whatever it is that you want to see more of in your life. And invigorate it, empower that vision with the light of the divine, the Supreme Sun. There's a great power in intentionality, because where your attention goes, your energy flows. And wherever there's energy, it grows. Bring your palms together in prayer position at your heart center, taking a bow of gratitude for what you have received. Now I want you to rub your palms against each other, kindling the chi, life force. Nice brisk rub. When you feel a nice warm ball of energy kindle between your palms, I want you to go and apply your palms, cupping one palm on each eye, and bless yourself. May you have the clarity of mind, and you have the cleanliness of heart, with the intention of benevolence, and with health in your body. May you live the life aligned with your purpose. Bless yourself. Your destiny is in your hands. And let's start with an intention right here, right now. And then put your palms out as if you're sending out a blessing, like a deity facing outwards. And imagine this beautiful soul tribe that is gathered here from literally all around the world. I want you to imagine all of us like tiny little stars on the globe right here in front of us, in between us, in the midst of this circle. And we're all surrounding it, and we're sending a blessing to one and all. That may your dreams come true. May you have the clarity of mind, the conviction, and the priorities in your heart. And with benevolence, go walk your truth. create a life that's so fulfilling. And when the time comes that there are no regrets. When you have the courage to stand up for what you believe and speak your truth. Let's bring our palms back together in prayer position at our heart center and take a bow of gratitude for everyone and everything that made this moment possible. And ask yourself, what's the one thing that you're going to bring more of into your life? Starting right now. What is the one most important thing, the highest on your priority list? That you're going to manifest in your life. I want you to please go ahead and share what that one thing is in the comments. So we all know, we all bless each other. That which you wish to see more of does manifest. Loving relationships, love myself, happiness, love. I'm seeing a lot of love. Yes, happiness and love. Joy, joyful living, being present in the moment, love and connection, living my deep divine purpose. To do it now, good health, connection, more contact with the ocean and the divine in nature, making decisions without fear, organization, reflection, and reassessment. Powerful, beautiful. Communication, taking better care of myself. I'm seeing similar themes. Love, self-care, decisions, connection, believing in my worth. Yes, self-worth is so important, so important. That's where that comes from. Taking time to be with yourself. Taking time to realize the value, your value, invaluable you. And it won't come from any other source outside. It's really realizing it for yourself. Faith in yourself, indeed. Discipline. Merging my worldly possessions. Yes. Good time to do so, Susie, as we're getting in time for the holidays. People think about acquiring. What am I going to get? What is somebody else going to give me? So it's going to be on the Christmas tree. And I love it that you're changing the whole narrative and saying, how can I get rid of things? How can I put the things that I own into somebody's hands that needs them? Beautiful. Yes. Tolerance, self-forgiveness. Excellent. Excellent. Soul's beautiful. Now I invite you to please go ahead and hit that donate button. Help me to continue doing these sessions free and live and without any boundaries, without any kind of stipulation for a barrier for price. And so go ahead and donate for yourself and be generous to donate for those of us who are here just to receive. There's not usually a lot of people here who have just come to receive, and that's completely okay. You're most welcome. Everybody's welcome here. And those of you who can support this movement, this intention to go out and spread this joy and this light and this wisdom, please go ahead and hit that donate button and make that happen. Thank you. All right, so this is the time when I invite you to go ahead and ask any questions, any clarification, anything that you want me to talk about. Expand upon. What is the first regret that you listed? The first regret is, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not living from the expectations of others. Yes, such a beautiful session. Who knew a meditation on death would be so beautiful? Oh, I appreciate that, Carlos. And thank you for saying that. Yeah, so this is truly, it's when I feel like it's kind of welling up on top of consciousness. And this is a topic that I picked when I was doing the Sacred Circle last weekend. And I said, I need to do one on death and about the regrets of people. What can we learn from people? Because this is a topic where we avoid it as if it's not going to happen to us. It's an interesting thing about the human psychology. The human species, the Homo sapien, is the only species in the world that is consciously aware that we will die. And yet, we live all of our life denying that, as if that's going to happen to everybody around me except me. And therefore, when you look at this collection of the most common regrets around the world, it's the same thread. It's as if it's not going to happen to me, so I'm postponing my priorities, postponing living from a place of purpose and what really matters. And so today, as you did the meditation, I was very pleased to see that the thread of things, the happiness, the love, self-care, connection, self-awareness, self-worth, these are all so important. And ultimately, as the Buddha said in the 5 recollections, your actions should reflect these choices. It's not just words, it's just not thoughts, but actions are really what become your asset, because that's what's going to determine the fruits of what you show. As you sow it, so shall you reap. But that reaping will not happen until it is acted upon. So good. Jay, I got a little lightheaded from the first second in-out breathing. What might be going on? Yes, what's supposed to happen? Well, that's a very good thing. I'm glad you brought that up. So each one of us, and this is very intrinsic to Eastern medicine, we have a body chemistry that is completely unique to ourselves. There is no such thing in Eastern medicine as over-the-shelf drugs, over-the-counter drugs, right? It's not like a one-size-fits-all. That's why if you go to a homeopath, you go to an Ayurvedic doctor, you go to a Chinese medicine specialist, they will ask you a ton of questions to understand your body chemistry, your physiology, your uniqueness. So when I mentioned about this 1 in and 1 out breath, those 30 repetitions very rapidly, it may be not fit for your breathing style, for your respiratory system. And so if you're feeling that slightness, maybe then you need to slow down. It's just like, how each one of us has a certain pace at which we run. In our physiology, there is a clock that says at a certain heartbeat rate, at a certain level of breathing, we are functioning optimally. When we push ourselves without much, there's a way to, with practice, you're going to up that game. But when you come cold into a practice session, whether it's in case the breathwork, or it's lifting weights, or running on a treadmill, or going into a triathlon, you will have a certain pace that is your pace, where your body will feel comfortable. And when you try to get off of that, go past that pace, then you feel this discomfort. And so you've got to listen to your body. And so as I was saying that, you don't have to necessarily do blindly what I'm saying. But if you feel like, for example, I told you, you can release your breath if you feel you can hold it longer. So you've got to listen to yourself. And I'm only helping you over the course of these 115 episodes slowly to build that capacity. Yeah. Okay, Asha is saying, can you please repeat the Buddha said about action? How does that reconcile with acceptance when things are impermanent and not in our control? Is that about how we react to that impermanence or the lack of control? So, well, a lack of control is a fact. We can only do what we can. We cannot expect the results to necessarily match our expectations, even though the actions we may think should yield a certain result. Right? So that's the fact of life, that we do not control the outcome, The only thing we can control is how we choose to respond to the situation, whatever it is. So our act is within our control. Our choice is in how we choose to show up, not in how the outcome is. But then your action is really what is your expression, regardless of what you think about a certain situation, how you feel about it. All of that is, underlying processes. But the karma, right? We all know that this life is a sum total of all the karma that we've done. Our life today is a sum total of everything that has happened in the past. What is that? It is a sum total of all of the actions we've done in the past. So when it goes from feelings to emotions to thoughts to words and expressed as action, that's when your karma is actually being registered. Until then, it's all subtle. But that's when you put it out into the world outside. That's when you've made a karmic footprint, so to speak. You've taken a stance, whatever that case, whatever that may be. Stance, good, bad, indifferent. Okay? Making sense, Asha? So that's what he was talking about, that, it's ultimately your actions is what is yours to own. Can you repeat the 5 regrets? Okay, let's do a quick review of the 5 regrets. Number 1, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. 2, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. 3, I wish I had the courage to express myself. 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And 5, I wish I had let myself be happier. Okay. Well, I want to mention to you about this deep dive that I had briefly touched upon earlier. We have a cohort-based learning that you all have requested. So it's the beginning of October. We've had a month-long, so 4 sessions, October cohort. Now November is almost coming to an end. It's a deep dive with a soul tribe, people of kindred spirits. And we take a particular topic and we go dive deep into it. So I start with the spiritual inspiration, then I give you a hands-on exercise. We break out into groups, into cohorts of people who are interested in a similar theme, whether you're a single mom, whether you're somebody who's an entrepreneur, if you're struggling with loneliness, if you're a returning war veteran, PTSD, school teacher, healthcare provider, whatever the case may be. So we break into groups along the themes of what our interests are. Go into a deep discussion, come back and share as large a circle. So these cohorts are called the Sacred Circle and they happen every Saturday. And if you're interested in these deep dives, which go much deeper below it than the 115 sessions that I've done skimming the top of the surface on different topics, then I ask that you please go to my website, joywithj.com, and look for the Sacred Circle and click that and you'll find information about that. The next cohort is starting December 4th. And so now is a good time for you to sign up if you're interested. It's going to be 3 weeks in December, so 3 Saturdays, because I want to keep the last weekend, which is the Christmas weekend, free for you all to be with family and friends and whatever your travel plans are. So we're doing 3 of that in December, and then Insight Timers announced my January Sacred Circle on their platform. So you can find that when you click the bottom right corner, you'll see the live button with my picture in it, and you'll see this workshop starting in January. Actually, it happens to be the 1st of January. Can someone please share the 2 regrets? I couldn't find my pencil fast enough. The first of it. So Jennifer, don't worry. All of these sessions are recorded. Like I said, it's going to be on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/jcharagam. You just Google my name, J Charagam, you'll find my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it, and you will have all of these and 114 episodes in the past. So plenty of valuable information that is safely recorded and shared for future reference. So don't you worry. All right, seems like we are all content here. 172 of us from all around the world. And I wish that you all stay strong, go live that wish that you want to manifest more of in your life, so that as we inching closer to the time when you have to shed this costume, that there are no regrets, that you feel that your purpose is well lived, you feel like you had meaningful life, and go share the joy. That is one of the greatest things you can do in this weekend as we're getting into Thanksgiving. Ask yourself not what I can get, but how can I give? How can I share? How can I make a difference? How can I put on a smile on somebody else's face? So with that, my beautiful soul tribe, I will see you all again on Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific. Until then, I wish you all be well.